Hello, and welcome to a Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Classic Review Series. I am Shane Price, joined by Jade Ginsweider, and Joker's still kind of here. He's kind of standing off to the side.
His name is Shane Okinawa.
I don't know where he got that from. I don't know if you even hear him.
He made that up.
He made that up, yeah.
So what are we reviewing this week, Shane?
WCW.
Show me the birth certificate.
Yeah, see you later, Joker.
WCW World War III 1997. This took place on around Thanksgiving, November 23rd, 97, right before Starrcade. 17,000 in the Palace of Auburn Hills in Auburn Hills, Michigan, which is, Detroit, where Mouse and the Palace happened.
Yep.
On commentary, the eclectic team of Tony Schiavone, Mike Tenay, Dusty, and Bobby Heenan. And the other one time?
Yeah, I forgot to write it down, but I can find it. Why are we reviewing this show, Shane?
Because we got it on a wheel spin.
Yes.
The second wheel spin.
Why did we spin the wheel?
Because it's our anniversary show.
Yes. So this is the 1-year anniversary of our kind of relaunched podcast, of the new run of our podcast. So yeah, we're celebrating by doing a wheel spin, a show that we've had on our list for a long time, because in the original run we did do Halloween Havoc 97. In the new run we have done Starrcade 97. Runtime on this, by the way, 2 hours 48 minutes. So yeah, and then so it kind of completes our end of 97 WCW trilogy. For my money, the last good year of WCW.
Yeah.
I think
98's not
98
bad.
is okay. And then it just keeps getting worse.
99 is terrible. 2000, when they bring in Terry Funk, isn't terrible, but after that, it just sucks.
It's pretty dog shit.
3 months of 01, pretty good.
So, you want to get into the first match?
Into the show, yeah. We got Ernest the Cat Miller and Glacier taking on the Faces of Fear.
Which are Mang and Barbarian. This is correct. This is the same Barbarian that teamed with the Warlord.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. 2 Tongans on here. Mang, also known as Haku. What's his relation to the Tongans in the bloodline?
He is the adoptive father of Tongma Tonga and the father of Hikuleo and Tangaloa.
Okay. So, are they in any way related to the Anoais and Fatus?
No.
No.
This Haku is very close with the
So
Fatus.
family friend in a way.
Yeah.
So is this sort of escaping the fuck-ass family, or are we still kind of in it?
No, we're still there.
Or still in it? Okay. This was just a whatever match. I give it 2.5.
2.
Okay.
In a match that shouldn't have been as bad as it was if one half people in it, but then again, if the other half, it makes sense. Perry Saturn, the champion of the WCW TV, takes on Disco Inferno. Well, it wasn't good.
Yeah. Wasn't as bad as I was expecting, though, from a disco match.
That's fair.
I do like that we ended up with this one for this, because one of the pitched names for this podcast was the Disco Inferno Career Retrospective.
Where we don't talk about him at all.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I don't. This was bad. It wasn't terrible. 2 stars.
I'll give it 2 too.
Mostly just kind of a Ravens
Yeah,
flop.
it was just whatever.
BS.
However, next match.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Let's go. Yuji Nagata with Sonny Ono and Ultimo Dragon.
Was he wearing blue on this? Was this some Blue Justice, or was this pre-Blue Justice?
I want to say it was blue, but I could be wrong.
Could be wrong, yeah.
So if Ultimo won, he would have been given 5 minutes alone to Sonny Ono,
Yep.
which is a fate I would not want on anybody else.
Yeah. Well, I think it's 5 minutes to get to beat the hell out
Well,
of
yeah,
Sonny Ono.
obviously. So first of all, shout out to Sonny Ono actually for being like the main guy who contacts Japanese wrestlers and brings them over to bookings in the U.S. Also, he lives in Iowa.
Does he?
Yeah.
Huh. Does he know Manders?
He might. He might have sold a car.
Dude, he should manage Manders.
Dude, the selfie with Manders would be so fire.
There was a pile driver in this. Yuji Nagata pile drive.
Of course.
Ultimo Dragon. I give it a 7.8 on the Jayden Ginsweider pile driver scale. Haven't had to whip that out in a few weeks, but there we go.
Yeah.
This was a pretty good match. It was a lot of Sonny Ono distractions, but it kind of fits that stipulation.
He's trying to get beat up by
to not get. Yeah, he's trying not to have to take a.
He's the one
be put in a dragon sleeper.
He's the one to take a nice moonsault, dude.
Yeah. I give it 3 1/4. It was a pretty good match.
I liked it. I gave it 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
It wasn't as stiff as the other matches of Eugene Nagano you see in WCW,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still pretty good.
Yeah. And then next up,
The Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott, take on the British men of Dave Taylor and Stephen William Regal.
yeah, weird time for the Steiners. 97.
Because it's like right before NWO, and also Scott Steiner has already got like the hair.
He's got what?
Does he have the hair at this point?
Not
Is
like
he
the
cu- is
bleach.
he
No,
cut-
he still has long black hair.
Okay.
He's starting to get the roided out physique though.
And the facial hair is coming in.
And the
too.
facial hair's coming in, and Rick Steiner's kind of hitting the end of his run, and so we're kind of in like the middle Pokemon evolution of Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird time for them, but they were still good in the ring. This was a decent match. I gave it 3 stars. Nothing too special about this match.
I gave it 2 3/4. I think it was pretty good. Pretty all right.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get Raven, who is the best gimmick in WCW, even though it wasn't even their gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Takes on the criminally underrated Scotty Riggs.
Yeah, this was a good match. Character work from Raven is always interesting. I think he's always really, really good at that, and he showcases more of that here. Because the storyline at the time was that Raven's contract was up, and he had to tell by the end of Nitro the next night he had to sign a new contract or he wouldn't be allowed back in WCW ever. I don't know how that plays out. Didn't care to look it up, but this was a solid match. I gave it 3 stars.
I gave it 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
What it was good, as you said. Raven's gimmick, pretty interesting. But the next match it's interesting. Yeah. In a way, we have Das Wunderkind with Alex Wright taking on Steve Mongo McMichael. Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace, Mongo. This does kind of do that thing where recent events play into our classic review somehow, and we didn't even plan to do this review. This was a random wheel spin.
This was random.
So rest in peace, Mongo. It was originally scheduled to be Mongo versus Goldberg, but Mongo took Goldberg out backstage with a pipe. He took a pipe to that man.
That's what it takes to take him out. He's huge.
Yeah, he is huge. That or a door apparently also. And that was himself.
Yeah. He made that to him. He made it to himself.
Yeah, he took himself out with that door. Mongo's wife forces Alex Wright to wrestle Mongo, which I thought was really
What a
funny.
weird 3 months for Alex Wright.
Yeah.
The last show, he gets asked to wrestle Goldberg.
At Starcade? Halloween Havoc. I thought that was...
No.
Did he wrestle?
Goldberg gets involved.
Fuck, who? Okay, let me find Halloween Havoc 97 here. Give me a
Goldberg gets
second.
involved in his match on that show. And I know
Because wasn't Halloween Havoc the one where you could see his bulge?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one where it was
yeah. His entire package.
his whole package you could see through his tights.
The total package was out.
Shouts out to Lex Luger. Let's see, results. Yeah, it was Alex Wright beat Steve McMichael at Halloween Havoc.
Goldberg gets involved because that brings up.
Goldberg gets involved. And then at Starcade, did Goldberg finally Steve McMichael and Goldberg? Yeah.
They built this shit to Starcade.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Goldberg versus Steve Mongo McMichael.
That's crazy.
Definitely not a pay-per-view worthy match, but it wasn't
Neither
dog
was
shit.
The one at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, I gave it 2 stars.
1 3/4.
All right, let's get on to some real graps here.
So finally, real graphs. We have Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah,
in the
so
second of their trilogy. Yeah.
this was, I mean, they've wrestled each other one-on-one like a ton of times. So I don't know.
Did this one Starcade?
Do they wrestle at Starcade? I mean, I still have Starcade pulled up, so let me take a looky.
No, it was Dean
Eddie
Malenko.
and Dean, yeah. I don't see Ray on here at
So
all.
it's still Eddie's big trio of runs.
Yeah,
Here.
this is so. The Halloween Havoc match is an absolute like certified classic. Everybody loves the Halloween Havoc match, but let me see. I want to see. Let me try to find all of Rey and Eddie's singles matches.
This one wasn't terrible at all. It was
really, really good still, because it's just these two guys are. I mean, we've talked before. I can't remember what show it was, but we talked on the about like the chemistry Mount Rushmore, and these guys are definitely in that. Definitely in that conversation. So they wrestled 21 total times, one-on-one.
Well, no, one of them is the
on broadcast show. Oh, so yeah, one of them is the tribute show. So 20 times one-on-one on television. That's on a broadcasted show. Let me see. Rey won 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one tie. Keep track of the ties, Shane. I got 4 wins for Rey. Yeah, 1 tie. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Rey won 10, Eddie won 9, and there was 1 tie. That's pretty close.
I mean, of course it was.
The second to last one was the custody of Dominic ladder match, by the way.
Where the fuck is Vicky?
All right, my notes reloaded. Let me scroll back down. I love how much. Oh, apparently this was the first time Rey was billed from San Diego. Because they bill him from San Diego, and Tony Schiavone or Heenan, I think Heenan makes a note of it. He's like, I thought this guy was from Tijuana. Why are we saying he's from San Diego?
He moved.
And then Tony was like, well, it seems like he now lives in San Diego, so he's going to start saying San Diego as his home. I love how much Eddie was affected by the fans.
Yeah.
Like, I love how they were really getting under his skin. He was really trying to prove himself to them.
It was the confidence from Hardcore, from Halloween Havoc was gone.
Yeah. And I love that the fans were really like a third character in this match. It was Eddie versus Rey, but it was also Eddie struggling to win the approval of the fans.
Yeah.
Which he so obviously desperately wants, and Rey easily has. So I thought that was cool. This was an incredible match. I gave it 4 stars, and then I went back and looked. That's also what I gave the Halloween Havoc match. So this is like on par with the Halloween Havoc match for me.
I'm going to give it a 4 as well.
Yeah.
It was not as good as Halloween Havoc, but it was pretty damn close.
Yeah, I think if you made me pick one, I'd go Halloween Havoc, because it's just a classic. I mean, it's like the Rey match.
Also has the spot where Macho Man destroys his legs later on.
Well, that's later on the card. Also, just the Rey gear from Halloween Havoc was way cool. This was kind of a traditional black-white with a little bit of red accent.
Yeah.
Or no, there was a little bit of rainbow on the mask, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, it was that one.
Black and white with a little bit of rainbow on the mask. So, yeah, that was pretty good. Do you want to move on to the next match?
Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig against Ric Flair for the United States Championship. This one, what did you expect from these two? Other than great match.
Yeah, great match. I felt like the finish, which I should have written down what the finish was, but I felt it was very telegraphed, whatever that was.
I probably could, if I knew what it was, I'd probably agree with that. These two, kind of the way that they wrestle kind of brings it to that.
Jog my memory here. All right,
especially Flair.
This was a no DQ match, by the way. Main event matches. It's World War III. Preliminary matches.
Just not on the Wikipedia page at all.
They just don't talk about it on the Wikipedia page. It goes right from Alex Wright to World War III. What the hell?
This match does not matter to long-term things, I guess, at all.
Oh,
so
it was the finish was Hennig in the figure 4. Reaching behind himself, grabbing the belt, and slamming it into Flair.
Yeah.
And then maybe did one more move, and then he won.
Given how these two wrestle no DQ matches, though,
yeah,
Flair
these two were great wrestlers.
Flair was never going to lose clean.
Yeah, this was going to be good no matter what. I gave this 3 3/4.
I gave it 3.5.
Okay. And
finally, the 3-ring, 60-man World War III match. Can you pull up the Wikipedia?
Do you want to read everybody here?
I'll do it.
I think it's easier to read on the cage match. So let me pull that up.
It's good practice and recordings before.
So would you rather read it off the cage match, or they don't even, or?
Oh God,
the cage match is easier. Yeah.
So, the World War III, all 60 men in this match. Here we go. We got time to kill. DDP.
Legend.
Wrath.
Don't know him.
Greg Valentine.
Legend.
Fit Finlay.
Legend.
Chris Adams.
Pretty cool.
Canyon.
Awesome. Just the best.
Rick Steiner.
Dope.
Brad Armstrong.
Which Armstrong is that? I don't remember.
It's, not
Does he become? Is that,
I think it's the ref.
is that the one that becomes a ref?
Yeah, I think that might be the ref. Hold on. No, it's the one who's dead.
Oh, rest in peace.
The Barbarian.
Really cool.
Lismark Jr.
Who?
Lucha.
Okay.
Vincent.
No.
Eddie Guerrero.
Awesome.
Hollywood Hogan.
Yuck.
Dean Malenko.
Dope.
Chris Benoit.
Also yuck.
Kendall Windham.
Relation to the other?
I would assume so.
I don't-
Steven Regal.
you wanna click on
Let's
him?
find
See-
out. Yeah. See
find
what
See what information we can
Windham
find
is. He's the worst Windham.
Probably.
But he's managed by Hiro Matsuda in '89.
Go to the Wikipedia and see.
He was with Barry Windham.
Okay, but go to because he could be a fake brother. This could
Oh,
be a
that's
Von
right.
Erich
Let's
situation.
find it.
Scroll down to the bottom. He'll be tagged there probably if he has
Do
one.
you have one?
Does he have one? Kindle, my boy, where you at? Oh, he's down here at the bottom. It's in alphabetical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
Kindle Wyndham.
he was a small man.
Small man.
He is the brother to Barry Windham and the uncle of Bo and Bray.
Okay.
So, yes.
Brother-in-law of Mike Rotunda, son of Blackjack Mulligan. Cool.
Jesus Christ. You'd think he'd be a little better then.
Yeah, it happens. Where were we?
Steven Regal.
Dope.
Rey Mysterio Jr.
My goat.
Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Awesome.
Before he had to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Savage.
With no knees, mind you, because of the Halloween
That's
Havoc.
right. He's Naito style in this.
Wrestling Naito style.
Booker T.
Fight time.
Silver King.
Vaguely aware of who
I want to
he
leave
is.
his lucha as well.
Mm-hmm.
Luger.
Awesome.
Big Bob Man.
Big Boss Man, yep.
Meng.
Awesome.
Haku.
Yeah, awesome.
The Giant.
Whatever.
Juicy Juventud Guerrera.
Love him.
Super Callow. Who I want to say is Lucha.
He's a lucha, yeah. He's for sure
Yeah,
a
he's
lucha.
the most love warrior. Chris Jericho. Ernest the Cat Miller.
I mean, at the time,
At the
awesome.
time, pretty cool,
Currently,
yeah.
yeah.
Ernest Miller.
No, I don't care.
Luis Piccoli.
Why?
He's got some lucha. He's got lucha in him. He was in AAA.
Okay.
He was Madonna's boyfriend in AAA actually.
Mhm.
Alex Wright.
The Choto package.
Scott Hall.
No, I've never been a fan of Scott Hall.
Scott
really.
Steiner.
Recipes. A Big Papa Pump, yeah.
Rocco Rock.
Yeah, random back-to-back Rocco Rock
Yeah,
appearances
weird,
because
isn't
he
it?
was Colonel DeClerc at Starrcade 1990.
I'm pretty sure there's an indie. Used to be an indie tournament named after him too, after he passed away.
Huh.
Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Very young Chavo Jr.
Very
yeah.
youngin. Hugh Morris.
Yuck.
The man who you should never doubt, El Dandy.
No doubts.
Eugene Nagata.
Blue Justice, let's go.
Norman Smiley.
Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Disco Inferno.
Yuck.
Hector Garza.
He's pretty cool. Remember that TNA thing
Dude,
that we
Hector
watched
Garza
where he won?
rules.
He won that like Rumble thing or whatever they did. That was pretty
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure he's the uncle or father of Los Garzas.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Some cousin. or-
Damien 666.
Yeah, he was in the Senior Rumble, right?
He was,
Yep.
yeah.
The Cersei Seal Scramble.
Kurt
whatever.
Hennig,
Yeah,
who
dope.
just wrestled before.
Just wrestled, yeah. Was like limping out.
Barry Darsow.
No idea who that is.
You don't know who is Barry Darsow?
I clicked on it. Oh, Demolition
Smash!
Smash. That's Demolition Smash. That's right.
The Repo Man.
He's legitimately. I have reviewed matches of his under like 5 different names.
He's a
I'll show you on my
he's
spreadsheet.
an all-time gimmick man.
Yeah, here actually let me pull it up because I have it on my official
He was
match rating.
He was Repo
spreadsheet.
Man, Barry Darsow, Smash, the Blackyard Bully.
Okay, so I have reviewed matches of his as Repo Man, Smash, Crusher Khrushchev, and Barry Darsow.
We gotta review. We gotta review that one on Central 95 where he gets fired.
Yeah, this isn't the right thing. That's New Japan. Yeah, so four different gimmicks I've rated his matches. All right, next one.
Ultimo Dragon,
Goat.
Jin Duggan.
Why was he here?
Because he was over.
Yeah.
Cyclope, but
The
not,
other
not
one.
the fun Cyclope. The I think Hallowicked, I think is his name.
Halloween, I think.
Halloween, yeah.
Yeah, not the one that signed a piece of a light tube for me.
Viano 4 and 5.
Love some Vianos.
Stevie Ray,
Cool.
Dave Taylor,
Cool.
Mongo,
Rest in peace.
John Nord, who is not Barry Darsow. John Nord.
Is he related to the Noid from the Domino's commercials?
The
That's
Berserker.
That's the Berserker. That's right.
La Parka,
La Parka, awesome.
Bobby Blaze,
Mm-hmm.
who's Kendo the Samurai.
Not Super Kendo.
Not
though.
Super Kendo,
not
but
Super Kendo.
close enough.
Close enough.
The Renegade.
Was that the guy that was brought in as fake warrior
Yes.
in like
Yes, it
'95?
was. Yes,
Okay.
it was. Johnny Grunge,
Yeah, that's sweet.
Glacier,
Sweet.
and the artist currently known as Prince Ikea.
Yeah, what's up with Prince Ikea? What's his deal?
He becomes Prince in a couple of years.
Yeah, the artist formerly known as Prince Ikea. Okay.
He was supposed to be this big deal in the cruiserweight division, but it never panned out.
panned out. Okay. And name like that, is that a Pacific Islander name? Is it a
Yes.
Japanese? Okay. Is but he's not in the bloodline.
No.
Right. Okay.
He,
He's a separate Pacific
he
Islander.
escapes that fuck-ass family.
He does escape the fuck ass family. All right. So my problem with this match,
Right.
this match type,
Uh-huh.
it takes too long to be interesting.
Oh,
at
no,
all.
it does.
It
does.
Because there are so many people in the ring. The rings. It's a 3-ring, 60-man battle royal. That it takes forever. 1, for you to be able to really track what's going on, and 2, for it to actually kind of be interesting.
I mean, could you imagine having to watch this in person? What ring do you look at?
I don't know, man. I think you just like.
The camera had problems
Well,
with it.
I think in person, it's whichever one you're closest to.
Yeah.
But if you have like a good view of all 3, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think maybe you're just like, you know what? Rey Mysterio's my guy. I'm watching what Rey does, and then he gets low, and you're like, all right, Jericho's my guy now, or whatever. Or Hennig is my guy.
Danny's my guy.
El Dandy's my guy. The
Bret Hart moment.
Berserker is my guy.
Bret Hart saying El Danny's my guy.
El Dandy is my guy. There was an awesome. It comes down to an awesome moment because there's 59 guys in there actually, because
Yeah.
one NWO member doesn't enter, and it comes down to Hulk Hogan enters as the last one because he wants to not have to defend his title at Super Brawl if he makes it past Sting at Starrcade. So it comes down to the Giant in DDP versus Hall and Hogan. That was an awesome moment.
Yes.
That really grabbed me. I was in. I was like, all right, let's go. I'm rooting for, Giant in Dallas. Let's go. And then Kevin Nash drops from the ceiling dressed as Sting. I'm not even going to pretend because it was so obviously not Sting.
What do you mean?
Like-
He's so what if he's taller and had to fix the mask?
Yeah, for one, the first thing he does when he gets to the ground is adjust the mask. He moves his face, and then he's like a foot taller than Sting. He steps over the ropes to get in, and Shivani was still like, "Is what's Sting doing?
What's Sting doing? Is
the
he on
fuck you mean,
stilts?
Shivani?"
So
So
today would have gotten it right away if he was allowed to.
yeah, so that was weird and bad. Ultimately, if it was just from the point that it comes down to the Giant and DDP, or maybe a few minutes before that, and then into that, it might be like a 4.5. But just the whole bullshit I had to go through in the beginning, and then the Sting thing, I think that's a 3.5 for me.
It's a 3.
3. All right, you want to get into categories?
Sure. Best moment. To me, it's
Um,
gonna be that.
Best moment. I'm gonna go with the moment that the crowd realizes it's the Giant and DDP versus the NWO.
Yeah.
Versus the two main NWO guys other than Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Which,
I'll
by
agree
the
with
way,
you.
not having Kevin Nash on the regular card in his city, in Detroit.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's crazy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. That moment that the crowd, you feel the energy rise, you feel them stand up, and they're just into this 2-on-2 encounter. I really liked that. What's your best moment?
I'm gonna agree with you.
Agreement, yeah, okay. MVP of the night.
Curt Hennig.
He did wrestle in both things.
Back to back, may I add.
Back to back. Ray had a great match and then was involved and had some fun in the. It might be a biased pick. I'm going Rey Mysterio
I'm going
Jr.
to Curt because
Curt,
back to
that's
back.
a good pick. Heat check.
Pick one of the 58 guys in the Rumble who didn't win.
It's true. You could pick
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go Hoopin' Soon.
Juventud. I feel like Malenko had a good show. Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna go Mortis. I liked his little run in the battle royal. I'm gonna go
Who better?
Mortis. Who better? Apex Mountain. I mean, it's probably Apex Mountain for some of the guys in that Rumble and that battle royal.
For Kendall Windham, yeah.
I don't know if it's the Apex Mountain for really anybody on this show.
Other than Kendall Windham, I'm gonna say I'm gonna get to yeah.
Yeah, Apex Mountain for Kendall Wyndham.
Apex Mountain for
Congrats.
World War 3.
I haven't watched enough World War III matches to
There's only,
really
there's only
know.
3.
There's only 3 of them?
I think so.
I haven't watched them all, I guess. Maybe I have. It's just been a long time. I've definitely seen the one the Giant wins, but that might have been like 10 years ago that I watched that.
Okay, fair. Fair.
Surprise of the show. I mean, I guess at the time it was that Kevin Nash thing, but like, wasn't surprising because we immediately figured out it wasn't Sting.
If it was Scott Hall, it would have been the surprise of the night.
Yeah. What was the surprise? Anything surprising for you? Anything better than you expected?
Not really. Not really. This is the first show of no surprise?
I don't know. Yeah, it kind of went as you'd expect. I think for me, it's probably like how into a NWO 90s, like this era of the NWO, because we're kind of at the point where there's already too many people in the NWO.
Yeah.
I think it's how into a Hogan of that era thing I was. You know what I mean? Like it did get me way more. The main event, like once we got down to it, finally, really got me into that. Recasting. Do you want to recast Rey and Eddie? Because we didn't really do categories at the beginning. Like that was literally the first classic, wasn't it? Halloween Havoc 97.
Yeah, let's do that.
So the new Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. I'm telling you right now, Dominic is the new Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio is the new Eddie Guerrero. Taking after his real father. Who's the next? I mean, so many people have tried to be the next Rey. Who do you feel right now has the best chance to be like that next mainstream American luchador? I think I probably lean Rey Fenix.
Vikingo.
I like that. Let's go Vikingo. Let's go Dominic versus Vikingo, which would just rule. Just Dominic's dirty, slimy heel ball. Slime ball heel ball. What am I saying?
Heel ball Mike Bailey.
Heel ball Mike Bailey, dude. If he goes dark. No, but Dirty Dom just being a slimy heel versus like just the insane athlete that is Vikingo would be awesome. I'd love that.
I agree.
Best double feature, obviously Eddie Rey won the first one of Halloween Havoc. Into this one. Anything else that you'd want to double feature?
I guess Starrcade.
Yeah, you could throw this in with the Starrcade match with Sting and Hogan.
Remember Hall got his title shot.
Yeah, it's Super. I was wondering, do you want to watch that Super Brawl at some point?
Well, here's the funny thing: at Super Brawl, it's Hogan's Sting.
Is it?
Yeah.
So he gets his shot on like a Nitro?
No, I think it's like the next interview after that.
Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Let's try to figure out what the hell happened here. Let's investigate 97, 98 WCW. Okay, so we're on World War III. We go on to Starrcade. Well, Sold Out. They ended up doing Sold Out before Super Brawl.
It's not there.
So this is no world title match on this one. Jericho Mysterio for the Cruiser. That's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Hoovy, Super Calo, Liz Mark Jr., and Chavo versus La Parca, Psychosis, Silver King, and El Dandy in an 8-man.
That's probably fun. Keep going.
Why is Zbyszko versus Scott Hall on here?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's go on to... Okay, so Super Brawl 8. This is where it was supposed to be Scott Hall's match. And we get Sting Hogan for the vacant world title. The Outsiders win the tag titles from the Steiner brothers. DDP Pinwell is probably pretty good.
Hoovy.
Jericho Hoovy.
That dark match, who is that? Oh!
Kaz Hayashi versus Ultimo Dragon.
That match is probably really good.
It's crazy. And then, WCW Vault, get on that. Uncensored, Hogan versus Randy Savage.
That's when he got it, uncensored.
Oh, Scott Hall versus Sting, yeah, at Uncensored. But Hogan versus Randy Savage in a cage is the main event?
Oh, my God, Hogan's old man.
Dude, sometime if we should just do a deep dive and do a bunch of this. Just keep going through WCW 98.
Just keep going from that good to get to the end.
Yeah, until the end of WCW, just every pay-per-view. Anything in this go in the
No.
wrestling? Okay. Fair.
No.
We kind of picked this just to complete the trilogy, so everything's on the table. What gets the classic handshake?
Ray Eddie.
Yeah, Ray Eddie. That's mine as well for the classic hot dog. That was definitely the best match on this card. Best match of the night. What are you going to rate this out of 10?
5, 4.5.
I think I went 4 3/4. I couldn't decide between 4.5 and 5. I try to keep it on an even half, but yeah, I went 4 3/4 because I couldn't decide. So 4.5, and that makes it the second worst show we've done this year, ahead of only Extreme Rules 2011.
Jesus Christ! No, WrestleMania 7.
What?
WrestleMania 7.
Oh yeah, the third worst, ahead of the WrestleMania 7, and hey, we got another contender for that possibly next week.
God!
Preview it.
WWF Summer Saturday Night's main event, November 2nd, 1985.
Yes, so we did try to do one of these for the last Saturday Night's main event. We ended up having to drop that episode entirely. Also, the one I picked had like one pretty good match, and then it was just dog shit. This might be the same, but at least it'll be interesting if it's bad.
I keep my hopes up for the end of this month where we do Festival de Lucha.
Yeah, listen, we start hot. Like after this, we got a great run, like at least a very on paper good run of shows, which we'll get into as we get to them. But we go all over the place company wise, so that'll be fun. I guess you want to take us out, Shane?
Well, yeah, that's about all I got. So just enjoy wrestling, but not this.